Good morning, everyone. So, come with me today as I head to the airport in Toronto to catch a flight to Atlanta to see Beyonce's Cowboy Carter show at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium this evening. Two things. One, this is the first time that I've ever done a one-day trip into the US and back. And two, this is the first time that I've ever done a trip where I actually flew in the day of an event or, a particular, like a cruise or something. So I'm a little nervous about timing. I have the first flight out of Pearson at 8 a.m. Supposed to hit Atlanta at 11. We had some thunderstorms last night, so I'm really hoping that the weather is okay to fly out. So far, it looks okay, but we'll see. I'm actually running about 5 minutes behind schedule because it's 5:35 a.m. right now on Thursday, and I wanted to be on the road at 5:30. So I also don't know how to do the voiceover that content creators do, so there's going to be a lot of cutting and pasting as you journey with me on this trip. So heading to the airport, let's go. All right, it is 6:08 a.m. and I am at the airport park and ride. So I'm gonna catch the shuttle to Pearson and I will see you there. Okay, so I am waiting on the shuttle to take me to the airport and just got a notification that my flight is delayed by an hour. That's why I picked the very first flight out this morning, just in case there was an issue. So I'm delayed by an hour. I now get into Atlanta about actually my flight was supposed to get into Atlanta at 10:20. It's now, according to Air Canada, going to get in at 11:15. So fingers crossed. Let's see how it goes. Also, shout out to the Highway 407 getting me across town to the airport in 30 minutes. All right, so I am checked into my hotel. I'm actually staying near the airport because I didn't want to go too far. I have a early morning flight tomorrow, and this hotel has a shuttle from the airport. So this evening, I'm going to take the shuttle back to the airport, catch MARTA from the airport, and head down to 5 Points and then across to Vine City to the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And this is my room. It's pretty decent and can't complain. All right, I've got a couple of hours. I'm going to grab something to eat, maybe do a little retail therapy, come back, try to take a nap, and then get ready. Okay, it is 3:35. I've been out, did a little retail therapy, not much. Had some Chick-fil-A. Always got to do the Chick-fil-A when you come to the States. And now I need to take a super quick nap because I have an Uber coming at 5:15. I was going to take the subway downtown, but I need a nap. So I'll just pay the $23 with the Uber and have it drop me off at the stadium. So I will see you when I get up from my nap. I am ready. It is 4:49 and I am waiting on the Uber to come get me at 5:15. Here's my look. Beyonce merch off of the website, shorts, and my trusty cowboy boots from Walmart. Bought them like 3 months ago. Didn't know why. Just saw them. They were on clearance and I was like, I'm gonna buy them. And now I get to wear them. So here it is. And I'm not taking a handbag because all of the notifications from Ticketmaster say you probably shouldn't bring a handbag, but if you do, it needs to be clear and it needs to be really small. So I've got my money and my credit cards up here, my lipstick in my pocket, and I'll just carry my phone in my hand. So that's it. Waiting on the Uber, and then I'm out. Dead of night, take this lonely wings and learn to fly. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to arrive. Good morning. It is 8 a.m. the morning after the concert, and I had such an amazing time. Beyonce is a true performer. That wasn't a concert. That was like a production. That was a moment. Like, I can't even explain it. I just have to marinate on it a little bit more. And then when I get home, I'm gonna have a debrief with one of my friends who is an absolute, who loves Beyonce so much. So, and has been telling me about her for years. And so now I'm gonna have to have a debrief with her. So yeah, it's 8 a.m. the next morning. I'm going to be checking out of the hotel and taking the shuttle bus to the airport, which it's only like a 5-minute drive to the airport. And then I'm going to catch the train to the gate before mine, because that's where the lounge is that I'm going to hang out in. And then I will then walk over to the gate where I catch my flight. Hopefully my flight is on time. Last night, coming home from the concert, so I took an Uber from the hotel to the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and that was $29 US dollars, because I figured it was just the easiest thing. I was going to take Marta, but I needed to take a nap, and I would not have had time really to get to the stadium. And so, just for a note, the ticket time says 7 p.m. The show actually started at 8:15, and at like 6:45, I asked one of the attendees who was in that area helping seat people. I asked her, what time does the show actually start? And she said 8. So that doesn't mean be late, but just to let you know, so don't like stress yourself out. If your ticket says 7, the show actually starts at 8 o'clock. But still, try to get there at least at 7 and be seated. The stadium was full. I was actually surprised because I did look down and I was like, there's a lot of empty seats. But honey, by the time those lights went out and B came on stage, packed. It was packed, and it was amazing. Coming home, so the show was over at 11. Coming back was a bit of a nightmare, and I knew this as a concert goer. Once a stadium or an arena empties out, getting to your destination, unless you drove, or is a nightmare. And I wasn't going to take a $50 Uber back to the hotel. So I said, let me cheap out a little bit, right? And I took Marta from the stadium, so Marta at Vine City, from the stadium. That, of course, again, being used to the TDC in Toronto, that was a bit of a challenge because the trains were full. Because, you know, you've got thousands and thousands of people trying to all do the same thing and go in the same direction. So I think I waited at Vine City for about 30 minutes for the train to come, for, you know, a train that actually could hold people, could come, and it's only one stop to 5 Points, and then got to 5 Points and waited on a train there for about 15 minutes, and took the train from 5 Points and got off at College Park. So I was initially going to go all the way to the airport stop and then, you know, take the shuttle from the hotel back to the hotel at the airport, but I was like, by that time it was like after 12:34, 12:45, something like that. It was pretty late, and I was like, I don't feel like just standing around. So I got off at College Park and I called an Uber from there, and the Uber picked me up and took me to the hotel. And literally the hotel is like 5 minutes from College Park's train station. But I guess because of the time of the night, that Uber was $15. So the transportation was a little bit more than I had intended for it to be. So I think I spent 45, almost $50 in transportation to and from the stadium, which was not initially part of my budget, but I needed to just get there and get back to the hotel safely. So I actually got back to the hotel about 1 a.m. and packed, you know, took a shower, packed, and fell right into bed. And so now it is time to begin my journey back home. Hi everyone. All right, I wanted to wrap this video up. I am back home safe and sound from my overnight in Atlanta. My flight left at 11 a.m. and landed at 1:30 p.m. at Pearson Airport. I did make a couple of stops on the way home, so I actually walked in the door just after 3 p.m. So here are the numbers and what it cost for me to do an overnight trip from Toronto to Atlanta to go see Beyonce in concert. I used my Aeroplan points and paid a small difference for my flight. So that was a round trip business class flight from Pearson to Atlanta using Aeroplan points. That was 160 Canadian dollars at today's exchange rate, because remember, exchange rates fluctuate minute by minute. So these numbers are based on today's exchange rate. So 160 Canadian dollars, which is approximately 120 US dollars. Hotel, I used Aeroplan points for that, so there was no cost for the hotel. Remember, there was a shuttle from the airport to the hotel, so no cost for that. Food, the only food I actually bought was Chick-fil-A. Gotta buy the Chick-fil-A. That was 12 US dollars. Again, at today's exchange rate, that equates to 16 Canadian dollars. Because I ate in the lounges, I ate on the flight, so I really didn't need to buy much food. So I just had one meal, and that was at Chick-fil-A. The ticket for Beyonce, I was on third level, row 1, so there was no one in front of me, so that was really nice because I'm short, so it's nice when there's nobody in front of me. That was $250 US dollars. It was a resale ticket. It was probably much cheaper when it first came out, but yeah, it was $250 US dollars, and which equates to approximately 340 Canadian dollars. And then I took an Uber from the hotel to the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. That was 29 US dollars, with which equates to about 39 Canadian dollars. And then remember, I took Marta to College Park Station and then grabbed an Uber from College Park back to the hotel after the show. That was 17 US dollars. and that equates to approximately 23 Canadian dollars. So my all-in for my one night flight hotel ticket to see Beyonce from Toronto to Atlanta came up to 428 US dollars, or 578 Canadian dollars. And I can tell you one thing, you probably couldn't even get a ticket to her show for 428 US dollars in most cities, or 570. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on. Is that 578 or 576? Yep, that's 578 or 578 Canadian. Because when Renaissance was here, the lowest ticket prices that they were offering were almost $600, which is why I didn't go to Renaissance. But I figured this time, you know, she's doing Cowboy Carter. She's not coming to my city. I will take the chance and, you know, go pay and go see her. So I am really happy that I did. The show was phenomenal. She is phenomenal. I have new respect for her as an artist and a performer. And I look forward to seeing what Act 3 is all about. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.